All right. Welcome, welcome everyone. And I'm so honored that you are here. I am sorry for that some technical issues with Facebook Live, but here it is. And this session is not just about money. It's more than just money. And it's really about having that kind of freedom. So let me start sharing my slides here. Okay. Our topic for today is why most nurses will never build wealth and how to break the cycle. Okay, so it's all about creating the freedom and most especially your peace, and of course, our purpose. And over the next 60 to 90 minutes, we're going to have a real conversation about what's been keeping nurses stuck in terms of finance and how to finally change that. Okay, so let's begin. So let me just quickly share this slide with you. Okay, there you go. I'd like to start first with this one question. Imagine you work 12-hour shifts, you save lives, but your bank account does not reflect your value. And the question there is why? Because this one question changed everything for me. Okay. Imagine how we've been so committed, highly skilled, and yet, okay, we still feel financially, we still have our right. Welcome, 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 everyone. And I do apologize for that technical difficulties with Facebook Live, but here it is. Okay. And I am so honored that you are all here. And this session is about more than just money. Okay. So let me just quickly share my slides here. And our topic for today is why most nurses never, okay, build wealth and how to break that cycle. Okay. And it is not just about money. It's more than money. It's all about the freedom, your peace, and most especially your purpose. And over the next 90 days, or sorry, over the next 90 minutes, we're going to have a real conversation about what's been keeping nurses stuck financially and how to finally change that. Okay? Now, let's begin. I'd like to start with this first question. You work 12-hour shifts. Yes, you save lives, but your bank account does not reflect your value. And why is that? Because this one question really changed everything for me. Because as I believe, how can we be so committed? We are highly skilled and still struggle to feel financially secure. And today, what we're going to do is to uncover those truths that no one told us in nursing school. There you go. Now, the truth that no one tells us is that, as you know, yes, we're underpaid, overworked, and overwhelmed. There is this traditional saving strategies which is really failing us. And in the end, we end up being burnout or feeling burnout, the lifestyle inflation, and financial shame. So let's talk honestly. Most nurses are being praised for being selfless, okay? But that mindset can lead to being taken advantage of. And we're often not taught to protect our time, our energy, and most especially our income. And in result, that's where it will end up with constant exhaustion and, of course, financial stress. But here's the thing, it's not your fault. It's actually the system. And don't get me wrong, we do have a very good healthcare system, which I'm very, very grateful for. However, the thing is, we were never taught on how we can get out of that situation. Okay. Now, let me quickly share my journey with you. Okay. I was once working endless shifts, barely see my family, and still struggling financially. I miss those birthdays, concerts, even family memories. And I will always say, okay, next time again, next time again. I remember during that time, it was my daughter's Mother's Day event at school. But because of my prior commitment at work, I can't even have the time to be with her. So I smiled through shifts, but that's when I would go to my car and start crying. I was tired and missing those important milestone or important events of our kids. I feel overwhelmed. And then that's when I realized that nursing alone was not enough to build the life I wanted. So imagine, in my case, I was earning at least 138,000 a year, so which is a decent amount of income. But as you know, the more income you make, the higher tax you have to pay. And in the end, no retirement savings. And that is the reason why I made a decision. Okay, I made a shift. Okay, I became financially literate. I explored new income paths and built a career that is aligned with my values. And that's what I want for you too, because it can be done. Okay, now I want you to ponder on this question. Okay, when did you first feel like your paycheck was not enough for the life you dream of? Okay. When did you first feel like your paycheck was not enough for the life you dream of? So, with that, let's take a moment. Was it during your first job? Or was it when you have to pick up an extra shift just to cover the bills? Okay, I want you to type in your answer in the chat. But if you're not comfortable, that's okay. We have people here from our Zoom. Okay, and this reflection is actually the first step in rewriting your story. Okay, now what I would like to uncover is that there is this wealth gap trap and why nurses would stay stuck financially. Okay, and these traps are quite sneaky because the thing is, let me share that with you. There are three hidden traps. Number one is the lack of financial literacy. And I was in that situation. Yes, I was earning a lot, but because I don't have that financial knowledge, I don't know how money works. I don't even know how and where to save my money, how to grow my money, and I get stuck. Even if I'm a six-figure income earner as a nurse, still no savings, particularly for my retirement. Second is the fear of entrepreneurship. Okay, we have that fear of stepping outside the bedside. Okay, and third is having that kind of mindset. I am just a nurse. I don't know anything. What do I know about finance? What do I know about being a business owner or an entrepreneur? Okay, so these three hidden traps makes us stuck. Okay, and the thing is, no one really taught us on how to correctly or properly do things. Now, in this case, what normally happen is that we often believe that the more shifts, the more overtime we make, it will solve our financial problem. I've seen a lot of those nurses that they've been working so hard, working almost every single day, picking up shifts, and yet no savings. Okay? Now, you are trading your time for a temporary income. And the real freedom comes from changing your strategy and not your schedule. Let me repeat that. Real freedom comes from changing your strategy and not your schedule. Now, with that, here are real examples of those nurses from from survival mode, okay, to a steady income in 6 months. But let me tell you, this is not a guaranteed results, okay? It all depends on individuals' effort and time put in. And of course, it all depends if you're able to apply all the learnings and the knowledge that will be shared to you. But for these people, real nurses, these nurses did not leave healthcare. They just added a new income stream. And in 6 months, They went from stress out to confidently build wealth. And you can do the same. And in this system, or in what we do, these are the real results and real nurses. Nurses inside our system have left the bedside and start building a six-figure businesses. They built savings and bought real estates. Okay, even in our case, we love investing in real estates because there's wealth. You can create cash flow, and a lot of those nurses also paid off debt, created time for their family to travel, to rest, and have that quality time. Now they stop surviving and they start designing. And now it's your turn. Okay? And with that, let me share this with you. Let's do your wealth gap assessment. You have to rate yourself from 1 to 5, okay? In terms of clarity, confidence, strategy, income, and protection. Because with that, okay, where are you now? You as you know, awareness assessment is the first step. It's the key in order for you to break free. Number one, when it comes to clarity, do you know your numbers? When it comes to confidence, are you proud of your financial habits? Rate yourself from 1 to 5. How about for the strategy? Do you have a plan? And for your income, do you have more than one stream of income? Because as you know, depending on just one stream of income is way too risky. Way too risky. Okay? And of course, when it comes to protection, are you insured? And are you investing? Okay? Now, with that, and this is the path I actually walk my clients through, from burnout to purpose-driven wealth with the Nurse Mastery Framework. Okay, so there are 4 pillars that I would like to share with all of you that can rebuild your financial house with purpose and protection. Okay, step number 1 is the financial foundation. Okay, now this is with the help of proper budgeting, having the right protection through insurance, and the credit repair. Why does it matter? Why is it so important, Marj? Because most nurses are reactive spenders. Okay? Why is that? Because we are in the environment with high stress shifts. Okay? And because of that, we become emotional when it comes to spending. Oh, I was so tired, and so therefore I deserve to buy this. Oh, I am so tired, so stressed out, and so therefore I would like to go out and travel. Okay? And then that ends up with what? Paycheck to paycheck cycle. But the good news, there are ways on how we can correct that and fix it. Number 1 is proper budgeting. This is a quick strategy, and in fact, there are lots of these free apps that you can utilize in order for you to monitor. Okay? In this example, what you can do is the 80-10-10 method, wherein once you get your income, set aside the 80% for your needs or your lifestyle. That 10% has to be put on for your savings or your wealth creation through investments. And the remaining 10% is for your personal growth. That could either be personal development by attending coaching or for building your business and things like that. You have to start tracking every dollars, okay? For at least 30 days. Start with the next 30 days because awareness can create change. Okay? And as mentioned, there are these free apps. Example is the YNAB or the Meet that can help you, okay, budget properly, and you can see and have an overview. Okay, number 2, protection of your income before you scale. Now, the actionable step there is you need to audit your current protection. And as you know, as nurses, we know this and we've seen this every single day. We know for a fact that life and health are not guaranteed. And people nowadays, they tend to get sick first before they even die. And that is because of the advancement in medicine and technology. And now, you have to ask this question. If I could not work for 3 months, how would I survive? Do you have protection put in place that if in case, as you know, health is not guaranteed nor life? Do you have something in place? Okay. And because that's considered as part of your financial foundation. And number three is the credit repair. You have to find out and you need to stop where the money leaks are. Okay. And you have to rebuild the trust. Now, your action step is to create a credit snapshot of your total debts, the interest rates, the payment dates, and there are also free apps that you can use. One of which is this Borrowell. Okay, it's a free app. Less than 5 minutes, you will have an idea where you're at, particularly with your score. And we also do have this, what do you call this? Uh, another tools, which is you can use a Credit Karma if you're from US or Canada, or a 𝐬𝐿, a reloadable visa that helps you track spending and credit. Okay, so another thing that we have in our framework, which is the step number 2, is the career identity clarity. A lot of times, yes, I know for sure, okay, that since we are highly skilled, highly knowledgeable, we know that we can do more. We know that we can be more, but we just don't know how to start, where to start, and how do we really do that? So that's why we are here, and you don't have to figure all things out. That's the reason why mentorship is very important, because here we can help you identify and find that clarity. Okay. And once you figure out, then you will be set up on how to have your own personal brand. So then it will be aligned with the purpose that you have or with the vision and mission that you have. I'll give an example. It is very important to have the core strategy, your nurse brand statement. Okay. Because here's the thing, if you decide that you want to start a side business, okay, of course you have to brand yourself out. You have to put yourself out there as the go-to person, and that's where branding comes in. So you must have this core strategy, and you can take a picture of this, okay? First is, I help blank, who are your specific audience or your target niche, go from their pain to your desired outcome, or sorry, their desired outcome. What do they want to accomplish? The transformation using your unique method or your background. Okay, I'll give an example. In my case, I help burnout, let's say travel nurses, create a stable, passive income using mentorship and brand strategy. And what I like about social media is that we do have lots of free stuff that you can use, okay, for you to build your business. Example is the Instagram bio. Your Instagram is your digital business card. And so that's why you need to have proper branding. You need to have the proper messaging, the color that would resonate and reflect with your vision, your core values. Because people tend to look things on social media. So it has to be branded properly. So then at least when people look that, then they would know who you are, what you do, and what you stand for. I also like LinkedIn because your LinkedIn headline puts you as an authority, okay? Your authority anchor, because you will put your description of what you do and how you help people solve their problem, okay, through your LinkedIn and even other social media platforms. And the freebie lead magnet. The reason why you're here is because of those free lead magnet that I've been putting out on my social media, just like my free ebook. Those free ebook are your trust builder. And what I like about it is that it's actually, I always believe that you have to give first. You have to give value. You have to be that person in that, you have to be an expert in that area as a go-to person, so that at least people can trust you, okay? Especially in what you do and how you can help them with their problem. Now, your action step is this. You have to pick one problem that you're passionate about in solving, and then brainstorm 3 ways to serve that audience outside the hospital. Okay. Now, our next step is step number 3, your purpose-driven income. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Remember, this is where you will build a new income streams that is aligned with who you are. Okay? But let me remind you, this does not mean quitting your job overnight. It only means opening in new doors. Okay? Now, for nurses, here's I would like to let you know. Your clinical skills are marketable. Your story is valuable and your care is a currency. You can create profit, you can create income out of your expertise, out of your knowledge, out of your skills. And that's how you can start creating extra source of income. I'll give an example here. These are just few. Let's say, for example, freelancing. This is a fast and flexible. Example of this is writing, okay, as a nurse, health coaching, tutoring, case reviews, virtual assistance, and even consulting. Now, this is great for nurses who want to start earning without the business structure yet. And I would like to remind you that you don't have to figure things all out by yourself. Okay? What you can do is that you can certainly that's where the mentorship and coaching comes in, so then at least your mentor can help you have the clarity and help you find out what kind of structure, business structure, that would fit based on your vision and mission. Or letter B, service-based business. This will put you on a high trust and with great transformation. An example of this are the nurse aesthetics from bedside. Now you're putting up your own clinic, like an IV therapy clinic, holistic coaching, chart auditing, career coaching. But the thing is, with this type, you need more setup. Example, you need, of course, insurance to protect your business, contracts, licensure. But this can grow quickly, of course, with the right branding. So that's why as you put up a business, it's highly recommended that you must have your branding, okay? So then at least people would know you for that specific brand. And letter C is digital products and online offers. Oh, I love this. This is where you can create a passive income, and of course, it's scalable. An example of these are ebooks, templates. Imagine you will only create it once, then you sell it online, okay, or even your online courses, paid communities, or brand partnership, okay. You only create those templates once or course once, but then, as you know, people love to learn and people love to learn from you. You have that knowledge, you have the skills, okay, and they're willing to pay for that. Okay, and that's how you can create income. And that's how we help people here in our mentorship. So this is best for nurses who want time freedom and create that kind of expression. Now, the fourth step is protection and growth. There you go. Here, of course, as you step into entrepreneurship, definitely with your business, you must have a legal setup, a tax strategy, and of course, investment. Because what you want is for your money to grow. What you want is for your money to keep on growing. But for your business setup, okay, so depending on which country you are from, you can either be a sole proprietor. Okay, this is one of the easiest way to start. It's a low cost, but no personal protection, meaning the business is you. If in case the business gets sued, you get sued. Okay? Or you may want to set up like a limited company corporation. With this, it protects your personal assets and it's better for growth. Or you can also set it up like in a partnership, like a shared business, and you must always use a legal agreement. Now, you have to choose and pick what fits your income and your risk right now. And again, you don't have to figure it out by yourself. That's where an expertise will come in. Let's say, for example, your accountant, okay, your financial advisor, and legal teams if needed. But the the key here, start simple and then upgrade as you grow. Okay. Another part of the protection and growth is a stack is of course the tax strategy. Okay. Because a lot of times people don't realize that there's this money that is leaking and you need to stop that. And there are ways. I always believe that one of the best strategy to lower down taxes is by owning a business. And that's actually one of the reasons why I went into being a bedside nurse, into being an entrepreneur as a nurse mentor because of the tax. And this is one of the best way that really helped me lower down my taxes. An example of this tax strategy are the following. So these are your smart tax moves. Okay, number one, you can actually track your expenses and claim things like your phone. There you go. Internet, even your office space, or even travel. I remember when I was working, I have to pay my monthly phone bill. But being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, it's 100% tax write-off. So that is something that you can have a discussion with your, of course, accountant. And I would suggest to always separate your finances. You may want to open a business account. Don't mix your personal and business. And use a tax smart accounts. If you are from Canada, we do have RSP or the TFSA. If you are from US, you do have your 401k or the Roth IRA. And if you're from UK, you have your ISA. So whichever country you are from, please check your country's version. Okay? And with that, it will really help you find where the money leaks are and then start growing your money. Okay? Now, with that, let's go and proceed. Still part of the protection and growth is the investment. Okay? You may want to learn about basics of investing or investment. Know your accounts. Use your tax-free or tax-deferred options available in your country. So this is where you have to connect with your financial advisor so then they can advise you well. Okay, then they can help you save money and help you grow your money. Okay, you also want to start small. It doesn't need to be big. I know some of us get stuck because, oh, March, I don't have that much of money to put in. The key here is just start even with a small amount. So we do have those robo advisors like Wealth Simple or Betterment help you invest, which is like 25, you can start with 25 to $100 a month. Okay. Start now, even small amount. Okay. Or you can also go for a long term where you can choose low free index funds and stay consistent. There you go. So the key here is that why use index funds? Because index funds are usually low in fees, okay, low stress, and at the same time you can build to grow your money over time. So the bottom line here is you can start small, automate it, and let your money grow while you actually sleep. Okay? Now that you realize what are those wealth traps, including the lack of knowledge or financial literacy, having that fear of entrepreneurship, and having that mindset, I am just a nurse. That is the reason why we created that framework where you will have your financial foundation, okay, where you will also have your purpose-driven income source, okay, and what do you call this? You may also have to protect and grow your money. Plus, definitely, in that sense, is your career identity clarity. Okay, so my question now is, what is your biggest financial struggle? You may want to drop that in the chat. If you're not comfortable, that's totally fine. Okay, but I want you to be honest. Where are you right now? Okay, what is your biggest financial struggle? Because that's the first key for your breakthrough. You have to identify. Okay, because the thing here is this: I created the Nurse Mastery Blueprint to Freedom to help you take the action right now. Okay. What I would suggest is please download your free gift. Okay. And join our community. This community we do have on Facebook. It's called the Nurse Mastery, the Empowered Nurse Network, where you will feel supported and you will feel empowered. We have lots of those nurses all across the globe where they share their expertise, they share their insights in order for you to be to feel confident and to feel supported and of course empowered. Okay. Now, with that being said, I want you to know this. Let's pause for a moment. I know you came into this webinar probably feeling overwhelmed or stuck or unsure how you could ever build a wealth without burning out. But now you see the truth. And in reality, it's not really you, it's the system. And now you have a new lens, a new roadmap, and a decision to make. All right. And so that is why with the Nurse Mastery, we do have this coaching program that helps purpose driven nurses go from confused or burnout to confident, protected, and booked with a first aligned offer. So, what I normally do is I guide you with a step by step through your finances, your personal brand, your business model, and a protection plan with proper mentorship, templates, and real accountability. So we do have this Nurse to CEO Kickstart. We also have the Nurse Mastery Mentorship, the Nurse Legacy Mentorship. And spots are limited because I work closely with each nurse and I want to protect your time and, of course, protect my time. So I do have this Empowered Nurse Network, and this is for nurses in transition, those who are ready to rise into freedom and fulfillment. Okay, and people that needs guidance in that regards. And we also do have the Empowered Nurse Premium. It's a premium mastermind for financial growth and lasting transformation. Okay. And with that, of course, I highly suggest please book your free strategy session. Let us install your nurse blueprint to freedom using the fast track to freedom system. Because I do believe that because you were never just a nurse, you are a leader, you are a visionary, you are a builder. Okay, let's start building that freedom for you using the blueprint. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, or you can always connect with me on Facebook. And please let me go back. I highly suggest please be part of our nurse community. It's called the Nurse Mastery Empowered Nurse Network, where you will be guided. You will learn a lot of insights from different nurses, all from all different countries in the world, and at the same time be empowered. Okay, so feel free to ask questions. The floor is open. I know we have people here from our Zoom. Okay. Okay. All right. So if there's no other questions, once again, thank you very much. And I'm looking forward for our next session. And I'm very excited to share with you all the insights and the journey that I have made, and for all the people that I have helped, especially in this journey. So once again, thank you very much. And I look forward being with you soon. Thank you.